So let's go back inside this part, and we're going to put a radius right here and a radius right here. But we're going to use a sketch fillet instead of doing it with a feature like we'd done before. So I can either come here and I can right click and get up to my edit sketch, or if I click on this down arrow, I can click here on sketch 1 and I can edit the sketch. Either way works perfectly fine. We want to make sure if your sketch is off a little bit, you can always come up here and you can click this symbol right here, and this is normal too, and it'll go like that. And now we're going to come up here to sketch fillet. So you can see what happened to me. I accidentally dragged this my menu bar off, and I can't drag it back. So what you need to do is you need to drag it, and we've got these arrows on the top, left, right, and the bottom. And now if I highlight it over one of those arrows, it'll go back to where it was. And I mean that happens. So so yeah, I can come over here and I can edit the sketch. And then we're going to go to sketch fillet, and I want to make sure you set the fillet parameter to 5 millimeters. And the way that you used to have to do it in a lot older versions of SolidWorks is, if I want to put a fillet right here, I would have to click this, and then I would click this, and we want to keep the corners constrained, but you can see the fillet here. But now, and that's perfectly fine, and then we do the same thing. But now they've also added a feature where we can do a shortcut. So if I highlight fillet 1 and I delete it, I can also just click on this point and this point, and then click OK. It's dimensioned. It took out those sharp corners that were there, and then I'm going to hit OK. Accept our sketch, and now you can see it put that nice radius as a transition into that middle piece. Okay, now that that part is done, make sure after we edit it, we come up here to the stoplight and we click OK, and it rebuilds it. You can hide this, and now I'm going to create a new sketch on the right plane. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to sketch. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here in the origin, and I'm going to put a center line up vertically from the origin, and I'm just going to go up somewhere, and I want that vertical. Okay, so next we're going to use a new command, and we're going to we've got our sketch here, and we're going to come up here and we're going to use slot. And slot has some different options there. They're kind of self-explanatory once you click it and get into it, but we're going to use the straight slot. So we click on that, and now I've got a couple different options. So I wanted to add dimensions as we create it, and I can either go center to center, so I'll have 2 points, and the dimension will be the center of one arc to the center of the other arc, or I can do an overall distance, and we're going to do the distance. And then I'm just going to click out here somewhere, and I'm going to come across from my first point over here. I want to make sure that's horizontal. I'm going to click again, and once I do, once I drag that cursor up and down, it changes proportionally that slot. And so I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to click, and then we're going to alter these dimensions. Okay, so we're going to edit these. Even though it's showing my parameters here, I need to edit them up here, and that's why I click show or add dimensions. And so we're going to click on this, and just like we did before, we can edit that dimension. We're going to make that 30 wide, and we're going to make this 25 tall. And now you see this is blue, and we look down here and it's still underdefined because we need to tie this back to this center line or back to the origin. So we still have a couple dimensions that we need to give. So first let's click on the center point of this. Smart dimension. We're going to click on the top, and we want that to be 6 millimeters above the hub. And then here's where a lot of people kind of make an error is I want to click on this center line, and I want this distance to the center, and the book doesn't show it very well. So if I bring this down here, that's a radial dimension, and when you look at the book on page 215, it actually looks like they have a dimension in there of 170. It actually looks like they made it a radial dimension, but it's actually diameter. So bring that over to here and then type in 170. Oop. So you can see that the lines turn black. It's fully defined, and now we can revolve it. So I'm going to click my green check mark. I'm going to go to Features. I'm going to do Revolve Boss Base. And it's asking me for the axis of revolution. We want to rotate it about or around the center line. And it gives me a preview. It's blind, which means we want it to go all the way around 360 degrees. We want it to merge the result, and then we're going to click OK. And if I tilt this up into a isometric view, you can see here's our rim and here's our hub. And so we want to change the name of this to rim. We're going to end this video here. And then next we're going to connect these two with a sweep feature and make a spoke. So make sure you keep saving your drawing as you go along here.